Hello everyone, I am Divya from final year CSC Data Science Department at NR Institute of Technology. Today we are excited to discuss about credit card fraud detection project in data science. First of all, let us understand what is credit card fraud. Credit card fraud is unauthorized transactions are made by using credit card. These are having different ways in it. Nowadays, OTPs are scamming by some random people are calling us and asking for OTP, and we don't have any knowledge about it, and they will say that our credit card has been blocked, and they will ask us to continue our credit card temporarily. They will ask us for OTP, and we don't have any knowledge about it, and this way credit card fraud may happen. Now let us delve into the importance of credit card fraud detection. Credit card fraud detection having different types in it. First of all, we will know about them in detail. In this first step is credit card theft. Card theft is nothing but someone stolen our card, and if someone stolen our card, the card may be misused, or they can be fraud with our card. And this is the about card theft. And the next step is about account takeover. If someone taken our account, by knowing our details, they can take our account. By they in our card there may be one number in it, and by knowing it they can know that our details, and by using the details they can do fraud. And next step is cloned cards. Already we know about cloned cards. Cloned cards is nothing but they may create some duplicate cards, like as it will be same as our card. They will create a duplicate by using our card. And next step is about card not present theft. Means in our card there will be one number, and by using that number they will use our account, and by using our account they can do the fraud. And this is about clone card not present theft. And these are having other types of credit card fraud. Other types of credit card fraud means nowadays in our e-commerce platform, by using if we want to purchase any product in it, there we will save our credit card details in it. By saving our credit card details, if our account has been given some other else like friends or relatives, they can save our credit card details. By giving our account, they can save our credit card details. By knowing our details, they can access our account without our knowledge. Here let us know about the workflow of it. And here first step is data selection. Data set selection is, here we will gather the data, and the data which is selected by us, and we will choose that which is relevant to our data set and to the problem. And next step is data pre-processing. Here in data pre-processing we are having two different types. First is feature selection and data filtering. Data filter means here we will clear the data and which is unwanted and missing values will be removed. And the next step here is sampling. Sampling is having two different types of techniques. Here we will know the imbalanced data set. We have here in sampling we have imbalanced data set. To balance those data sets we will use two techniques here, and those are undersampling and SMOT. SMOT means SMOT is a sampling technique, and the data is split into two types. One is a training set sample and a testing sample. Training is for 70% and testing is for 30%. After this the model is trained, and next we will use here machine learning model instance. Here we will use some machine learning techniques to use this model. And next after training this, the model is trained. When the new values are updated continuously, the model will be trained, and after this the results will be updated. Now let us look at the data set first. Here we can see the different rows and columns. Here V1, V2, V3, V8 and so on are the up to V28 are the principal components obtained through PCA. PCA means principal component analysis. And next here is time. Here we can see the time column. Time means seconds elapsed between each transaction and the first transaction. And next step is amount. Amount is a transaction amount. Here we can see the transactions having different types of transactions here. And next class. Class is response variable. Here we have zeros and ones. Here 0 is visible more. 0 means it was not fraud. If it there was it 1 means fraud. And now let us look at the code first. As we are dealing with a machine learning use case, here it is good to use a interactive Python notebook or IBYNB file. For this purpose, we can either use Google Collaboratory or Jupyter Notebook. And here I am going to use Collaboratory as it is easily accessible to anyone through internet, a Google account. Also, no need to download the packages on our system and accessible very easily. I had already loaded the dataset into the Collaboratory. Now let us look at the step-by-step code explanation. And now first here we will load the dataset and import the libraries NumPy, Pandas, Matplot, and Seaborn, sklearn. And here in this we will load the dataset. And here you can see the how to load the dataset. And already I was downloaded it. And I was canceling here, and next step is I will execute this once, check it once, and here the dataset was named as credit card data. You can see here. And next step is basic information. Here the info will be given, the values, columns, rows, and the type of the dataset is will be given here, and we can see here. Here data dot head means here we will take first 5 columns. Here time is in int type, and next remaining values are in float, and here it was given that float. And next we will check for the missing values and identifies any missing values in the data set. And here you can see this. The missing values is visible here, like zeros and ones. And next coming to the distribution of legit distribution of classes. Here it will displays the class variable to highlight the imbalance in the data set. And next here you can see the value, 0 value and 1 value, how many zeros are there and how many ones are there. As it told, 0 means fraud, 1 means fraud, 0 means it was not fraud. Here now let us see the distribution of classes. Here it will displays the distribution of class variable to highlight the imbalance in the data sets. Here we are having zeros, 0 records and having 1 records. 0 is having 24,000, 2,41,209, and 1 records are having 440. And in the given data set it should have same records to the zeros and ones, and here it was different. To overcome those, here we can see the different types of plots. We can use the high records in and here we can see the high records in zeros and the low records in ones. Here we can see the bar graph having a difference in it. And here we can see the different types of plots. And next all these graphs are to visualize the difference between zeros and ones. And next distribution of class, it identifies the features that have a significant correlation with the class variables. Here the correlation with class. And next highly correlated features. If highly correlated features are found, a pair plot is generated for those features. And next model building. Here we will build the model to separate the data into legit and fraudulent transactions. Legit zeros and ones, fraud detections can identify here. Here we have different records. Zeros are having 2,41,209 and ones are 31. And next data set 440 and 31. Here zero records are and fraudulent records and non-fraudulent records are shown here. And and next step is to balance the data set by undersampling the legit transactions. And here we can see the zeros and ones are having same records. As I told before, zeros and ones should have same records, and it should be must and should zeros and ones. Then only we can train the data and the accuracy will be given. And next step is here group by class and calculate the mean for the new data sets. Class mean, and here time v1 v2, you can see the values here. And next step is we can separate the features and the target variables. Here the next step is group by class and calculate the mean for new dataset. In this analysis, we will group the data by class and calculate the mean for the column. The mean value will be calculated and sorted accordingly. By using this approach, we aim to observe and compare the values effectively. Separate, and next step is separate the features and the target variable. To proceed, we will separate the features and target variables. Here x represents the independent variable and y is the dependent variable, and also called target variable. For prediction purpose, the target variable y should contain only the relevant data. In our case, the target variable depends on the class column, while the remaining columns in X are independent variables. And next, here we will know the X train and Y train. X test and Y test are having and here we are having X train is having 70% and Y variable is having 30%. We will split the data into training and testing sets. Training test split with 70% of the data allocated for training and 30% for testing. This satisfies the parameters, ensures the class distribution is preserved, and random state ensures reproductively. Here, this prints the shapes of the full dataset training set and testing set to confirm the split. And next is the train the logistic regression model. For this analysis, we will use the logistic regression model. The dependent variable y has binary values zeros and ones representing the class column. The binary classification will allow us to effectively use logistic regression to make predictions based on our data set. We will use here logistic regression model. And next step is to evaluate the model. And the evaluation of the model is it is to perform on the training and testing data using accuracy, confusion matrix, and classification report. Here we see the accuracy values training and for testing. And next step is detailed classification report. Here we can see those predicted values, y predicted values, model predicted, and precision, recall, F1 score, and support. And next step is testing and training model. To test the trained model, we can use the testing set X test and Y test to evaluate the model performance. This involves making predictions on the test data and then comparing these predictions with the actual tables to compute various evaluation metrics. Here in the detailed procedure for testing the trained model, prediction on the test data. Use the trained model to make predictions on the X test datasets. Next, computation of evaluation matrix, and here we will see accuracy, con- accuracy testing accuracy. Here we can see this testing accuracy 0.9197860962566845 is the testing accuracy. And next, here we can see the confusion matrix accuracy, and here accuracy is the ratio of correctly predicted instances to the total instances.
And next, the confusion matrix. Confusion matrix is a table that describes the performance of the classification on the test data. And here we can see the precision, recall, F1 score. These metrics provide a more detailed performance analysis, especially useful for imbalanced data sets. Here we can see the metrics for the confusion matrix. And coming to the conclusion, these projects demonstrates the process of identifying fraudulent transactions using logistic regressions. Given the class imbalance, careful attention is given to the balancing the data set. And thank you for watching this. Please like, subscribe, share.